We are now live on Facebook. The floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our, and when I say everyone, the citizens of Douglas County, and also to our Fire and EMS Committee. Welcome to our December 7th. For this time, no, it's flying. December 7th, 2021. The days are flying and Santa is on his way. But I wanted to start by this to introduce our members.
All right. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to start with our chair, Madam Chair, Jackson Jones. And we have our deputy chiefs, Deputy Chief Allen, Deputy Chief Phillips, Deputy Chief Lugo. And then, of course, Chief John Reed he should be logging on momentarily. And then I have Tina Donnell, 911, that's here as a participant, as well as Deborah Gross, Alicia Johnson, Paula Austin. We have Michelle McHaney. We have Stacy Farmer. All those will be participating, as well as Jason Mulholland.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I knew you would do a better job than me, Chief. It was a long list. My memory is fading. But thank you all, everyone, for being here this morning so we could handle the business of our Fire and EMS Committee this morning. I wanted to start off with our approval of our minutes. You received the regular minutes of November 2nd, 2021. I hope everyone had an opportunity to review those minutes. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay. County Administrator says so moved. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion about anything related to the minutes? Okay. All in favor of the minutes, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Any opposed? Being none opposed, the motion carries. All right. So the minutes have been approved for November 2nd, 2021. Old business. We have old business, and Fire Chief, certainly I'm going to yield to you to carry the remainder of the agenda, and then we will ask questions in between and respond accordingly. Fire Chief Jolivet, you have the meeting is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, County Administrator. First of all, I'd like to thank the citizens for allowing us to serve them, and we're excited about this meeting today. And like the County Administrator say, when I wear my jacket, I want something. So, all I want is for everybody to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So going on to our old business, Station 1, we are in the process of making some repairs to 2 bay doors. So we're working with risk and safety, as well as our facility manager, to get the 2 doors repaired due to a incident that happened several months ago. So we're working on that. Station 4 update. We are in the RFQ process. We have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow to get that process going with our procurement, as well as some of our key senior members. So we're excited about Station 4, fair play to the citizens. We want to get that station renovated and ready for service, to continue to provide service to that community. Station 9, we have all the paperwork signed with our architecture firm, so we'll be looking forward for them to do their part. They had given us an estimate about 4 or 5 months, 5 months. They will have everything ready, and once that takes place, then we're able to continue on with securing the contractors to get that station built and ready to serve our citizens over in the Thornton Road area. Station 11 update, we are waiting on the contractors and the builders of C.W. Matthews to finish up with everything, which they're about done with it. And we'll be able to go ahead and make repairs, so we will have that station drive-through completed. Right now, the members having to back trucks into the station, and we're trying to get all that taken care of so we can be able to drive through more safely for our citizens. That's the update for our stations, and we are continuing to do facility inspections and We have a lot of equipment that's dilapidated and old, and we're working on getting that cleaned up so we can have our stations more safer, so to speak. We talked about a new ladder. New ladder is scheduled to be in Douglas County before the end of this month. We're excited about that. We're supposed to be going up to do the final inspection on it around the 16th of December. So we're getting the scheduling and the flight details together for that. We're excited about that new ladder. It would go at Station 1 over in Lithia Springs area. 2 fire engines. We have done all the paperwork, signed all the legal documents. Those trucks should be ready between February and March, and then they'll go out in the Mirror Lake area and also the Riverside area for those trucks. And the ambulance that we've been waiting for, Chief Phillips, you want to mention the ambulance about the field trip to take on that ambulance?
Yes, me and the fleet manager took a field trip up to Woodbury, Georgia Friday, just to see how things are going. The ambulance is coming along really good. It looks good. We're just looking at some of the new technology that's coming out with the ambulances. It's going to be a big help to our fleet and the community of Douglas County. So we're really excited about that.
Any questions on old business? No questions on old business. We'll move on to new business. Item number 1, we're the medical director agreement. Our medical director currently is born and raised here in Douglas County. He's been a significant contributor to our well-being of our community. So we're looking at it's time to do an agreement again with him. We reached out, we got with procurement, and Don Evers advised us to reach out to at least 3 vendors based on the amount that he normally charged. And we didn't hear back from the other vendors, but he did agree to be our medical director again, and it's all dependent upon the board approval and everything like that. So it's a $15,000, which is a great contribution to give him back. You know, he's Stacy. You don't.
Yes, sir, I am.
Tell us a few things about Dr. Fowler, because you've been working with him for a long time.
Dr. Fowler, he's been our medical director for 30 to 40 years. He really is a great medical director. He is very engaged and interactive with us. Born and raised here, like you said. He works at Parkland Medical Center in Texas. That's his primary job. That facility is equivalent to our Grady. So it's a level 1 trauma center. The good thing about Dr. Fowler is he sits on a lot of the boards that oversee EMS practice, both at a state level and also a national level. So he sits on the EMSDAC boards. One of his dear friends was just involved with rewriting the educational standards for EMS. He also sits on some of the NFPA boards that write the standards in relating to patient care from the medical aspect of the fire side. So he's really involved in fire and EMS. He also is board certified as a medical subspecialty in pre-hospital care. And that's a rarity. There's not a lot of those physicians out here.
And like Stacy was saying, he's really happy with the direction we're going, and he want to be a part of it. Like I say, he's homegrown here right here in Douglas County. Any questions about the medical director agreement that we are looking at taking before the Board of Commissioners next work session? Do we need to vote anything, County Administrator, or do we need to do anything for our recommendation as a committee?
I think it might be appropriate, Chief. Madam Chair, what do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think we need to just, I'd rather force a vote on it so we can move it forward to the agenda. So Chief, you certainly can call the motion. Yes. Thank you, County Administrator.
Like to make a motion that we move the request forward for agreement with our medical director for Douglas County, Dr. Fowler, to go on the next work section agenda. And that's my motion.
Okay, Chief, if, next work session agenda is coming up this week. So next week, which is December 13th. Right? Is that the one you're referring to?
Yes, ma'am. December 13th.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? We have a motion and a second. When I call your name, please respond accordingly. I'll start with myself. Chairman Dr. Ramona Jackson Jones, yes. Fire Chief Joe Levette.
Yes.
County Administrator Sharon Superdan.
Yes.
Deputy Chief Phillips.
Yes.
Deputy Chief Allen.
Yes.
Deputy Chief Lugo.
Yes.
And I believe we have, you said Chief Reed is not on today, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I believe I covered all our members of it. Okay, we have a 7-0 vote and the motion carries. All right, the motion carries to move this to our agenda. And then Chief, if you just call Lisa after this meeting, because Tuesday's deadline to add all items, if you just call Lisa and we'll add it on the agenda.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
The work session. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dean. We'll move on to item number 2, COVID-19 update. Stacy Farmer is going to give us a quick briefing on the COVID.
COVID numbers look good. We saw a spike again with the Delta variant in September. We had 60 of our personnel that were affected. We started trending down in October, and in November we only had 2. So that's great. Currently, we only have 1 of our personnel that's out on any type of COVID leave. And as far as our patient numbers, they kind of trend with our staff, so they kind of parallel each other. So right now we are sitting good. The WHO was sending out some information about the Omicron variant. They just don't know enough information yet. They don't know if it's as contagious or how severe the patients are going to be. So we're still taking all the appropriate precautions, deconning the stations, just in preparation for any additional waves. We'll see what that holds.
All right.
Any questions? Dean on COVID update.
No questions, Chief, just comments regarding that proactive measures that Lieutenant Farmer just mentioned. We decon it early and we've been doing it all the way, but we just don't want to back down. Just continue the disinfection, the deconning, and we'll see what happens. And also make sure we still continue to wear masks in those confined places. So we'll see what happens. This is Omicron remains to be seen what's going to happen.
All right. Well, no other comments or questions. We'll move on to personnel update. Michelle Mahaney, you want to start it out with personnel update?
Sure, I can do that. Sorry about that. I've got my notes right here in front of me. We currently, it doesn't, when I first say this, it's going to be kind of scary, but we currently have 42 openings. However, we have 22 people that are in training class right now. So when it's all said and done, we have 20 openings after that. Most of those are paramedic positions.
All right. And Chief Phillips, you want to talk about our group that we got coming in that's going to be starting soon that's already certified?
Yes. We've been actively recruiting, more especially focusing on individuals that already have the training that meet our needs. And we got 6 that's going to start here soon within this month. So that's going to help us out a lot, especially on the fire and the EMS side. They go through our orientation and then go right out to the field and provide service for the community.
Now we're excited because right now we're still getting applications, people that are certified, and they're hearing about the good news, the things that are happening in Douglas County, and they want to be a part of it. So we're excited about our response, the people that's putting in for jobs and all. So we're just excited. I mean, it's a good time to be in Douglas County and to be in this industry with everything being the way it is. And everybody is fighting for personnel, the same resources. But we're trying to hold on to our personnel through retention. And we'd like to always thank the Board of Commissioners and our county administrator for all the things we've done in terms of helping our employees realize that we care about them and we're supporting them through the Christmas bonuses, through the ARPA funding, and all that good stuff. So we're just excited about that, and it's going to continue to make us stronger and help our service delivery.
Chief, can I add that during the recruiting process, when we're recruiting for Douglas County, it's just not about the numbers. It's about value-based hiring. That's what we focus on. We're instilling our values of our organization into these individuals so they know our expectations when they come to our department.
So certainly that's helping that retention piece, and it's helping helping what we do for the citizens, taking care of our citizens.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, any questions on personnel update? Any comments or questions? We'll move on to our updates from E911, followed by EMA. So, Ms. Tina.
Good morning. Good morning. Can y'all see and hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, we are continuing on working on the new CAD system that was budgeted and purchased this year for implementation next year. We are working on entering map data and response data entry to get it up and running, and should start doing some testing shortly. As far as personnel, we did have one trainee resign. She was not eligible for FMLA and is in the midst of a medical emergency with her teenage daughter. It's going to require some surgery and reconstructive surgery. So she went ahead and resigned. We told her to look back at us again when everything settles down. We'll probably be hiring again. We currently have 5 trainees. 2 are actually working positions in call take that they've already been trained and signed off on, and we have 3 other trainees actively training new positions, and we do not have anyone out currently with COVID. We're just rolling right along.
Very good. Chief, you're on mute if you're speaking. There you go.
Okay. Any questions for E911 before moving on to EMA?
Yeah, I just had one question for Tina. Tina, good morning, first of all, and thank you for providing such a great report. I just had a question regarding the CAD system. If my memory serves me correctly, that CAD system interfaces with the city as well. Am I correct? Or
we dispatch for the city with it. It will also interface with the sheriff's office, which will be the biggest change and the biggest difference for us, because we've always dispatched for city police.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really excited and looking forward to having that interface with the sheriff's office. Yes, ma'am. And if I have time, I forgot to add, wanted to remind everybody that Director Whitaker is having his retirement reception here in the EOC tomorrow from 2 to 4 after 38 years of service.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's quite a career.
Yes. Job well done for him, and
yes,
congratulations to him. Okay. Thank you, Chief. That's all I had. I just wanted to have a question about the CAD system, and Tina did respond to my question. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Well, anybody else? If not, we'll move on to Jason Milholland, EMA Director.
Ready?
Yes, please.
Okay. Good morning, Miss. Did want to mention Pearl Harbor Day. Always, as we get further and further away from it, we have less and less of our folks that were there and were serving at that time. Just our veteran, fewer and fewer veterans of that age. So I just want to mention them. I appreciate their service so much, as well as all of our military. But for EMA, earlier in November, we had our Emergency Management Association of Georgia training session up in Brasstown Valley area up in North Georgia. We got to do a pilot program on new search and rescue, where we have searches for missing people and that type of searches. They're revamping the system. Had not been updated in Georgia for probably 30, 40 years. So new things have come up. So they're breaking it down to 3 different training classes going forward. And we got to do the pilot program on the first class. It was great. And hopefully we'll be able to start bringing that to our public safety departments next year, offering the training where we can get everybody on a statewide on the new standards and everything. So that's going to be good. And we also did some training on some planning for the emergency operations planning and some new ways to look at that. So those trainings were very good. And I appreciate the county letting me go so I can kind of bring it back and try to work with everyone to bring the new ideas and forward to the community. Next, also, I was asked by the National Weather Service to continue serving on the Storm Ready Board. That's where we review applications for communities who want to be storm ready. So I'll be continuing that next year. And we also I have a workshop tomorrow with the tomorrow morning with the National Weather Service on some winter weather products that are coming out, some new products they're pushing out. And also, my personnel, my administrative assistant / secretary will be retiring at the end of the year. So we'll be looking at that to see how we want to move forward. Wishing her a fond farewell and see how we want to handle that position in the future. That kind of wraps up EMA.
Thank you, Jason. Anybody have any questions or comments for Jason Mahala?
No, very good. Thank you. Keep up the good work in the area. I do have a comment. It's regarding storm ready. It's a little chilly today, Jason. What we have anything coming that we should be expecting? Any little snow? What do you see?
I certainly hope not, but not predicted right now. That's just the cooler December weather right now. But there's no rumors of winter weather in the forecast, which I appreciate. I hope nothing stays out of forecast and stays out of reality for a while. I like my winter weather in other states.
Okay, I was just wanting the reindeers to have a soft landing when they come in for Christmas. So they're going to hit concrete instead of snow. Okay, thank you, Jason. Keep up the good work. Appreciate what you do.
Thank you, Jason.
I'm back to you, Chief. Back to you, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll move on to our next item, which is very exciting news in the financial world. And we'll Melissa Laredo, you want to talk about our EMS billing update?
Hi, good morning. We collected over $245,000 for the month of November with over 1,400 responses, and we transported over 850 patients, giving an average of 28 transports a day. We had an increase of over 60 transports since the previous month.
So you can tell we've been really busy with transports and taking care of our citizens. And as a result, our numbers and everything are up and above the projections. I think we projected about 2,500,000. And where are we now? Melissa?
Melissa, you're on mute. There you go.
I'm sorry. Right now, for the end of the year, we have a total of 2,644,000.
Wow. So that's steady. I mean, we still have some more time in this month. So everything is up and not down, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Very good.
Because we don't want anybody to be sick, but it's part of the business and all, taking care of the community. Any questions or comments for EMS billing? All right. We'll move on to the next item, which is the paramedic retention tuition assistance. And it's really kind of old business, but new business as well, because we brought it before the board last meeting, and we were tasked with getting information and doing research to find out what were the issues in dealing with the paramedic shortage. And we found that we met with the county administrative staff, Mr. Perry and and with HR, and we talked about the issues. We talked about why we believe that it was a shortage, and we also talked about incentive proposal, and we talked about the impacts, how it affected the budget. And after going through all that, we talked with Rosalind Miller about getting some money possibly out of our fund balance from an old automobile accident dealing with a ladder truck. And she was researching that and looking at it, and by the budget being the way it is now, trying to get everything approved and all, we're deciding to continue our research so we can, as soon as possible, come forward and present something. We do have some low-hanging fruit, as the county administrator would say. We have about 5 students that are in paramedic school. Some of them will get ready to graduate. So certainly we want to move forward with coming up with some type of assistance to help them out with their tuition they paid out of pocket. Roughly, we're looking at something equivalent to about $5,000, but it will be proposed as being distributed so much per month over a 2-year period. And that way, we can still provide an incentive and also make sure it's covered with budget and all that kind of stuff. So we're still working on it, working on the proposal, and still doing the meetings and research, but we'll be presenting something in the near future to try to make this come to light for us in order to help our paramedics, for us retaining paramedics, and also some incentives on recruiting paramedics. But it would all be done under our budget that we currently have in place, funds we have in place, and we wouldn't really necessarily have to go out and seek other funding for it. So there's more information to come, but like I said, it's toward the end of the year now, so we're just trying to get through the budget and get everything approved and all the new budget so we can move forward quickly, hopefully in January. And that's where we are with we just wanted to give really an update on it. Any questions on our retention tuition assistance for paramedics? And we will send out information from our research too to all the committee members and everything, so y'all have a chance to look at it and see where we're heading with it. With no other questions or comments, we'll move on to building community equity. And we've asked, I've asked all the deputies to talk about it, but Chief Phillips, he's already took his mic off, so we'll let him go ahead and mention it on community equity, what we have going on.
We have quite a few things going on, but we're still in this pandemic, so you got to find creative ways to try to engage the community. One of the creative ways we've come up with engaging the community is shooting videos with the communication department. We shot a couple of videos yesterday, reading to kids, reading Christmas stories and reading regular stories to kids. And Madam Chair, I read Brian Jordan book yesterday. It's a great book. So I read that one on video, and we've also just looked at other creative ways to try to engage the public. Because more than anything, we want to engage the public because we don't want people meeting us on their worst day, they're having in their life. We want them to already know us, especially Miss T.N. or Miss Jackson or somebody like that. You want them to already know you, so they'll feel comfortable. And more than anything, it builds that trust. And we're from the community. We're right there in the community. Because in tough times, that's community is going to come to your aid. And that's how we build that, what we call community sweat equity.
Now, just to add to that, our communication team have been magnificent. They came in yesterday, and it was wonderful. I mean, they dotted the I's and crossed the T's. And when we started stumbling, they said, "Stop, cut, and let's do it right. Let's get the kids what they really need." And I got a chance to read a book as well. It was The Night Before Christmas. I enjoyed that. Great book. So we're excited about our community equity and its ongoing process, and we're going to continue to do it because it aligns with our county strategic plan. So with that, any questions or comments on our community equity piece? And if not, I would turn it over to Deputy Chief Lugo to give us an update on ISO and what's the importance of ISO to the community.
Oh, good morning. As you're well aware, ISO, Insurance Safety Office, has certain mandates for communities and fire departments as it relates to fire protection. One of those mandates is ISO training. They are mandated to have fulfill several training requirements depending on your position in the fire department. I am happy to say that we are basically over 90%. We got a couple of handfuls of people that are, still don't have met the requirement, but they are on track. And we are excited. This is probably the first time since I've been in the fire department, since 1992, that we're going to have 100% met the ISO training requirements. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, any questions or comments on that? And ISO is like I say, it's all about public protection classification. We want to make sure that we are ready to protect the public, and we do that through our training and hydrants, and make sure we're ready for his equipment wise. So we're excited about that. All right. Well, moving on to our state training hours. Deputy Chief Allen, you have the floor.
Good morning, everybody, citizens and board and members. As an update, right now, in the last 4 months, we have done very, very well with our state training hours for our firefighters. Since September, we went from 90% to today, as of last month, we are at 100% with our state training hours. So we have made some leaps and bounds since September. 100%.
Awesome. I like 100%. I love 100%. Any questions or comments for the ISO or state training hours? Or
The comment is that's impressive. 100, great on both ISO updates, and I did hear Deputy Chief Lugo mention that ISO update regarding our numbers is 100%. Hadn't been that since he arrived since 1992. That's huge. And then to manage to pull all the documentation needed for state training hours is astronomical as well, as mentioned by Deputy Chief Allen. That's huge. I commend the entire, all the staff, the command staff, and all our department members, the members of our fire department. This is huge. Chief, are you going to make sure that information is available to the citizens some kind of way, maybe press release or something? That's huge. That's all I can say. Impressive.
Yeah, we have a few things we're working on, but once we get that done, we're going to have a certainly get the information out, let the community know we're going to celebrate with them, because we want to make sure that they realize we want to make sure that we care about them. We want to make sure they stay safe 24/7, 365.
Right. Thank you.
Definitely putting something out on that. And I saved the best for last. I have some bittersweet news. Michelle Mahaney has been here for 22 years, and she has been the fire chief for 22 years. Anything happens goes through Michelle, and she have. You can call at 2 o'clock in the morning, late at night. I'm talking about the whole department now. Everybody call her. And we have wore Michelle out. We have wore her out, and she's sad to leave. She's going to another opportunity, dealing with the fire department. But we just gonna miss her. She have about how many days left, Michelle?
Next Thursday is my last day.
So I have to next Thursday to convince her that she want to stay another 22 years. But she's moving closer to home and closer to family and stuff like that. So I just want to let her know, on behalf of the Douglas County Fire Department, we're going to miss you. We're going to call you. We're all nervous right now, but Miss Paula's smiling. We're all nervous, but we're going to, the things that you've done to help Miss Paula and Melissa and everybody prepare for your departure, we just want to let you know we really thank you. And anything we can do, you let us know. If you want to change your mind, we entertain it all the way up to Thursday and even after Thursday. So I want y'all to know we're gonna miss Michelle. It wasn't an easy decision, but it's something that, you know, she felt it was the right time for her to make a decision in her life. Michelle, you want to say one or two things before you?
Oh, goodness. Talk about putting me on the spot. I'm thankful for the 22 years I've had here with Douglas County. I've made a lot of friends along the way, and I will genuinely miss them. To everybody in the field, love you guys, you know, and girls, sorry. It is not an easy decision, and I will miss everyone, but Douglas County is my hometown, and I will still be popping in and out at times, but I wish everyone the best, and keep your heads down, stay safe, and everybody goes home at the end of the day.
Well stated. Yes. Any other comments, or I'll turn it back over to the Madam Chair.
All right, thank you so much, Chief, for just providing that information. And again, Michelle, thank you for your many years of service. Your services will be missed, but most appreciated at the same time. And I heard something that really sparked my attention was you said you'll be closer to home. Sometimes, you know, it feels better when you can just wake up and the job is right when you just look out your window and see your job. So I truly understand what that means. A person who worked in Atlanta for 15 years now, I'm here in Douglas County and elected, so I understand. So, but again, your work, your hard work will never be forgotten. So, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Chief. Any other comments from this committee? Did you have anything for us? Okay. All right, thank you.
Madam Chair, I have one item.
Yes, our county administrator, you have the floor.
Thank you. Chief, I think you have an item for next week on the radio system.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to
talk
a little bit about that? So it's not a surprise on, I think we've talked about it before. Just want to make sure that this committee is aware.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, County Administrator. Mr. Andy Picks, you thought you got away from us, didn't you? Can you introduce yourself, Andy, and let's talk about the radio system?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The radio system, as it stands today, supports our police, fire, and public works within Douglas County and the city of Douglasville. And we have on the books, we have a service user agreement that has to be approved by the Board of County Commissioners soon, because our warranty, it expires the first quarter of 2023. I have all the paperwork. I have everything on there. We have different options, and we have to sit down and go ahead and try to evaluate and what's the best thing for the county.
Now, Andy, this has went before committee. What kind of review have you had so far with another committee on this? Because I know you talked about it.
Yes, we went to the Finance Oversight Committee. We got there was only one thing that we needed to make sure that it was not going to impact our IT. Our IT director completely saw it, and he says the county IT will not touch any kind of data for the radio. The radio network stands by itself, and the only thing that we needed was the full approval, and that was about it.
And it basically come down to extending that agreement out. If we don't do anything and wait till 2023, the money start adding up, right, Andy?
Correct. So right now we have when the radio system was approved back in 2017, we had contractual pricing from 2017. So today, right now, we're still under that 2017 pricing status. If we pass at the end of the year, if we pass past 2021, prices will start going up. So we have to evaluate all our choices right there. They gave us 3 different choices, a 2, 4, and a 12-year. But at the end of the day, the 12-year is more cost effective for the county. There's a lot of differences out there if we go with the other ones, but again, we have to sit down and evaluate it and make sure that everything on there is it's good for everybody.
And the real issue is was to try to obligate the county for so many years. That's the main issue, I think.
Correct. So we have that 12-year, but we have a buyout clause, so we can actually sign for it today, and 2 years from now we say, listen, we don't want to do this anymore. So we just have a non-impacted clause, so we can go ahead and opt out if we need to be.
So lastly, the savings, if we was to do the 2-year, 4-year, or 12-year, they are very significant, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. Yes. We're talking almost between a range between a 2 and a 4 year. We're talking a delta of about $300,000 a year difference more to the county expenditures.
So we thank you, County Administrator. We really want to bring this forward and have it discussed and see can we get some consideration on it towards the cost, because it's the radio system that we have in place is going to be around a while, and it deals with Cobb Core, right?
Correct. So we are connected, and we're not the only ones. We have 4 or 5 different counties that are connected to the Cobb. Let's just say the Cobb Core, the Cobb server. So every time that Cobb updates something, we fall under their updates. So we have to follow suit on everything that Motorola does. So Motorola, what they do is we're gonna, if they need to upgrade hardware within the service user agreement, this 12-year or the 4-year, everything's included. As long as we sign for it, everything's included within that time period of whatever we decide upon.
So my next thing is, County Administrator, Madam Mayor, is it appropriate for us to make a motion to take this before the full board so they can look at it and get all the data and see about what our options are?
Madam Chair, what do you think? It seems to me like this body probably should hear the options and make a recommendation to the full board. I support the 12-year with an option to get out, but it seems like this committee should probably talk through the options and the cost. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would love for legal to look at the contract or the service agreement first. Has legal had an opportunity to look at it, and then that'll give us a pathway forward.
Yes, I forwarded everything to Jennifer, and yes, whatever we need, we can go ahead and sit down and discuss all our options.
Yeah, and then we'll have something more solidified to take before the board. Right now, because the contract needs to be resolved. Just look at the agreement and then massage it and make those adjustments, and then it will come back before the committee, and then we'll move it forward to the board.
Andy,
that's my suggestion.
Yeah, Andy, do you think we can get some leeway on the December 15th deadline?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. As long I believe that everybody needs to close their books before the end of the year. I'm pretty sure that if it's any time within 2021, I think they're pretty flexible on it.
Even if it's cheap, if it's time sensitive, still we could allow legal to look at it, and then we can try to get it on the agenda for the 13th.
Yes.
But it just depends if legal can resolve all matters, and then we could just bring it. It doesn't require a vote. I'll just share with the board that this is urgent.
Yes.
County Administrator, I'll just say we didn't vote because it's urgent, such as we did with those projects for transportation last week.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is one we just need to try to get it on the agenda, but that'll give Andy you time to work with legal to make sure that we have all the kinks ironed out. We'll go from there.
Thank you. I can do that.
Okay. You okay with that, Chief?
Yes.
County Administrator? Okay.
Sounds good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll just move it on there. We'll just place it on the agenda. And Chief, you need to work with Lisa and get it on there. Okay.
Yes.
Once Andy give you the thumbs up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
And that's all we have. Unless, like I said, I want to thank everybody, and we're excited about moving everything forward and taking care of our citizens. So that's all we have is in terms of our EMS committee meeting, unless y'all have anything, closing statements, Madam Chair.
Okay, any closing statements from any of our members of the board? County Administrator, you have anything?
Yes, Madam Chair, I just want to thank
Mhm.
the fire department for the great work this year. Lots of heavy lifting. Thank the command staff for the great work. You jumped in and pulled in EMS and 911, and it's been seamless to the county. Feedback I get from employees is that this is really helping EMS and 911 to really be set for the future. And I can't say enough about the wonderful work of the fire department under the leadership of our fire chief, Roderick Jolivet. So Merry Christmas, everybody, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, County Administrator. Any other, Chief, you have comments? Any other comments? Okay, Mark.
Any of the deputies, anybody?
Yeah, I would like to say something, Chief.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to say to Miss Michelle, thank you for your service. You were very instrumental in me making the move from Charleston to here, with helping me finding a place and finding furniture. And you're going to be missed, and I appreciate everything you did for me.
All right. Well, Miss Miller, you're real quiet. You want to say everything to say? Miss Rosalind Miller?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Just, hello, everybody.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else to come before the committee, I'll close by saying a couple of things. I always say there's no room for second place. In 100, you can't get any better than 100. So it is just so impressive. I'm gloating right now to hear 100. Always been an overachieving life. Certainly when you hear 100, and I can't take the credit, but I definitely will give credit where it's due, and that's to our command staff and also to every employee within the fire department. You have made our numbers look great. ISO updating the state training. You are continuing to chase excellence and efficiency, and that speaks volumes about who you are. And our citizens are happy because that gives me assurance as the chairman of this county that we are really chasing safety and to make sure that we maximize the opportunities for our citizens to live in a very safe environment. If there's nothing else to come, I want to say Merry Christmas to all and Happy Holidays. And it's been a pleasure serving as your chairman this year as the Fire and EMS Committee. We've made a lot of strides. We've done some things that we really have the competitive edge. Others are looking at Douglas County and they're benchmarking with us instead of us benchmarking with them. And I believe that we will continue to chase that excellence, and we have nowhere else to go but up. So if there's nothing else to come before this committee, Merry Christmas, and this meeting is adjourned. It is now 10:50.